The body style was only seen for 2 years on a model that only lasted from 1959 to 1963 in its first incarnation, the Buick Invicta. Paul Cote of Harwinton, Connecticut, owns a bright blue 1960 Invicta station wagon.
I've always liked Buicks. For my first high school car was a Buick LeSabre. I've always liked the bigger cars. Was never into the European or Japanese cars. I just like big American cars that were classic. They're easy to work on. It's what everybody grew up with. There were no Toyotas and Hondas back when we were little kids. It was just big family cars, and the American iron is what it was.
Cote owns 9 classic or collectible vehicles.
I've had cars since I was 13. I've owned over 250 cars. These are my keepers.
Not surprisingly, Cote has an example of his first driver, a 1972 Buick LeSabre convertible. It's the Invicta, though, that gets the most attention.
People just love it. They like the lines. They always take photographs of it, typically down the sides. People always comment how everyone grew up with station wagons and there's none left. They love it. They love it.
Cote grew up with station wagons. His family had Ford Country Squires and a Dodge Coronet wagon.
That was the family truckster. That's what you had. You had no minivans, no SUVs. You threw the kids in the back of the car and away you went. No seat belts, and mom and dad had the cigarettes, and times were different.
The Invicta has some interesting features.
The speedometer is actually horizontal, and to look at your speed, you look at a mirror, and you can angle the mirror to adjust to the height of the person.
The reason for this?
Because the car doesn't have tilt steering and they didn't offer it in that year, you could adjust the view according to the driver's height.
What other features does the car have?
With the Invicta, you get, versus the baseline LeSabre, you get the electric windows, electric rear window, instead of a hand crank like the LeSabre had. You get the bigger 401 engine. This was also the last year for the gas pedal starter. In order to start it, you turn the key and you had to push the gas pedal all the way to the floor. That engaged the starter. The key switch was simple on and off.
How does it handle?
It's not bad. Considering the size of it, it handles pretty decent. It's just typical of the older cars. Turn the corner and turn the steering wheel and wait a minute.
It sure does look good out on the road.
Of all the cars I have, this is the one I drive the most.
That's Ride Connecticut. I'm Bud Wilkinson. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.